there's provenance in these things. We had a new team member join us today for a short time. She happens to be Michelle Lara. Spent most of her life in Los Angeles in California, but she was just saying, "Yeah, I've done bits of the Camino," and we just thought we'd introduce her to their audiences today. Michelle, good afternoon to you.
Well, good afternoon.
Well, how much of that do you recognise? Take us back to your experience on Camino.
Well, I actually didn't know about the Camino until last year. I'm a big hiker, so I Googled hikes in Spain, and El Camino de Santiago came up. So I started to do a bit of research on it, and I took off for the Camino in September. I only had 2 weeks off, so I didn't do the entire route, but I started in León, and it was a 2-week journey, and I started with no expectations whatsoever. But it was the people that you met along the way that made the trip for you.
But what's it like out there? What do you encounter?
Oh, a bit of everything. Blisters, definitely, you know. At the end of the day, you sometimes have to sew up your blisters with dental floss. Bed bugs occasionally, but you know, those are the downsides. The good parts were the people, as well as the stretches alone. You know, you just had time to think and reflect, and you know, just that time alone.
And was it important for you? You were describing before we came on air, Michelle, you have some Spanish lineage. You're fluent in the Spanish. For you, is it a cultural thing as a Spaniard, or is it a faith thing for you? What drew you?
It was an experience thing. Like I said, I went without any expectations whatsoever. But in the end, it ended up being a bit of both, a cultural thing and a faith thing as well, because the people you do meet along the way sort of create this faith in you. I met this amazing young man from Venezuela who had given up his job as a journalist years ago to become a monk in Belgium. And he had traveled all the way from Belgium to do the Camino de Santiago without a penny in his pocket.
So how did he survive?
Day by day.
Yeah.
Just day
Charity.
by day.
Yeah.
People just pitch in, Frank.
Yeah, or sometimes he'd meet priests along the way.
See, that's remarkable, because we're not used to that kind of exposure to, you know, we always think, Frank, don't we? We need to worry where the next buck is coming from in life.
Well, this is one of the things about doing the Camino. When you set out in the morning, you don't know where you're going to finish up. You don't know how far you're going to be able to walk. You don't know what accommodation is going to be waiting for you at the end. It is a faith journey from that point of view.
And I believe as you go along, I've often heard friends describing that little villages and stuff will take pride in the signposting. Like they'll make it out of shells, in particular with a big arrow. Pilgrims, go this way.
Yellow arrows.
Oh, arrows. Right.
You can't miss them, and they're everywhere. They might be on the back of lampposts. They might be on the footpath. They might be on a stone. They might be on anywhere.
And what about the cheaters though, Frank? I heard like a lot of the celebrities and rich people, they go the last 3 kilometres and walk into Santiago as if they've completed as well, along with you guys who put in weeks in the blooming thing.
But I mean, that's their Camino.
Right.
People like to some people maybe don't like to carry their own baggage with them, and they get it sent ahead, so they just go out every morning and just do a nice little walk. That's fine. But I think if you want to try to capture the real pilgrim spirit, then I think you have to take your own stuff.
Michelle, would you recommend it?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, interesting to hear Michelle for the first time in Radio Foil. Frank, the details of the event, and I'm sure people listening will go, do you know what? This is my year. I need to go to this. Where do they need to go?
The City Hotel, Saturday the 23rd of March, from 2 o'clock to 4:30. Admission free, a practical information day. Everything you need to know, and a lot of things you don't want to know, will be available on that day.
And a few blister kits.
A few blister kits. And a cup of tea.
Frank, 5 times. Fair play to you. I think you should be very proud of that. Thank you indeed for joining us.
It's addictive.
It is.
It is.
All right, Michelle Lara, at Radio Foil this week, courtesy of Los Angeles, California. Frank McGee from the Irish Society of the Friends of St. James. That's this Saturday, the big information day. Any of you ever interested in maybe looking at doing the Camino all the way across to Santiago de Compostela? 200,000 people, I believe, complete that in a year. And in turn,